Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Flip and Swim here, man. Welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel, man, and thanks for checking in. I've been playing a lot of No Hesi recently to figure out the physics behind the new realistic physics mode, to figure out how to extract the points from this new system, how to navigate this new traffic, and bring all of it here to this channel and give you guys the tips so that you don't have to go in here, spin out, and have to learn through trial and error. I'm gonna do a good job of showing you everything that I know up until now on what I've done to be able to get the points that I have. In the first recording, you'll notice I had 136,000 for a PB. Here in this video, it's a little higher. I was able to get that in this vehicle to GR86. I'm going to show you exactly what I did to bring this aggro multiplier up to keep the physics bonus in green and the FPV bonus in green so that you're able to maximize it, get ghosted, sanctioned, or whatever level it is you're going for, maybe even certified. We're on the 415. Usually what I like to do is go to 4-lane southbound and teleport to teleport 2, but maybe that's something for another video. Here, just for the sake of showing you physics and stuff like that, we'll take off from pits, that's fine. I end up using this car. If you can tell, as soon as I go into the cockpit mode, the FPV bonus box kicks on. And what I do is I manipulate this mode a little bit. You'll see when I push it a little to the right, the green box moves, but as soon as I push it back to the left, the green comes back on because this is more of the original view on how it'll look when you go into this. What you don't know is you can manipulate it a little, move it to the right, and you'll notice the box stays green. You want to push it as far right as you can because you're able to see the fenders on both sides of the car. So just make sure you're pushing that to the right so it's as central as possible for you to be able to see what you're doing and stuff like that. And yeah, just make sure it's green before you pull off. The physics bonus you're gonna get just from being in the realistic physics server, which is pretty much the only way to they've pretty much nerfed every other way to make insane amount of points in a short amount of time. You have to come into the realistic physics servers to get that add-on, and this view will give you that add-on. Of course, the FPV. So all these things put together is what's really going to help you obtain a higher score. If you notice here, the aggro meter isn't really going up. And it took me a little while to decipher what it is that's going on with it. Basically, I noticed you can't just cut in between two lanes, no matter how fast you go, no matter how clean the cut is, or how close the combo multiplier is. You'll never bring up that aggro multiplier. What that aggro multiplier wants to see you do is switch from extremity to extremity. See, so as you can see, I went all the way to the left, it switched over to the right, it went up one. But now I come from the left to all the way to the right, it'll go up another. I switch again, you see it go up another box. And again one more time, and you see it maxed out. You see, so it's easy to bring up the aggro multiplier. What you want to do is just be looking for gaps on either side that you can hop into and kind of just do that whenever you get the chance. Because if you notice, look, I'm hauling ass here, and no matter how much I do or how clean the cuts are, the aggro multiplier will go down pretty fast, you know. And there I even switch and make a close cut, and it doesn't go up any. So they're not gonna give you the aggro multiplier unless you're really taking left to right risks, and that's where speed comes in. You don't know how many times I've seen people come out of pits, bomb at full speed to rear end an NPC. They'll go and respawn, and then rear end an NPC again. Only if you guys knew, all you have to do is get into your car of choice, find out what gear gets you up to 100 and between 100 and 130, which in this car is fifth gear for me, and just use that gear to swim into traffic. You don't need to be going crazy fast. If you look at the leaderboards for the guys that are certified in the top 500 and stuff like that, their average speed, they do it in these realistic servers, and then their average speed is always 120, 115, 125. They're not going 130 the whole time. They'll drive like this, how I'm driving here, and then when the road opens up, they'll step on the gas and they'll go 140, 150, 160 for a short amount of time. And that's how they're getting these averages. But if you notice, I've been in fifth this whole time, anywhere between 100 to 120, 130 miles an hour. And in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I've been able to accrue 16 million points. So it's not that hard. I'm just keeping the aggro multiplier nice and full. The physics bonus goes without saying because that comes with the mode that I'm playing. And the FPV for sitting in the cockpit mode, which isn't too bad once you use the onboard settings to push it to the right so that you can see the extremities of your cars. That way you can make clean cuts on the right, precise, and make cuts on the left and really learn the dimensions of your car. Because that's something else that's real important here. I've been driving the GR86 for some days now, but it's because I need to be able to drive something that I can do what I just did in. You get what I'm saying? And not be squirrely at the wheel. So the GR86 is what did it for me. It complements my driving style, and it's kind of like your car in real life, man. You have to know where it's gonna fit through to know, oh, okay, I'll make that cut, or oh, okay, I won't make that cut. And besides that, there's really not anything special that I'm doing, to be completely honest, and there's not anything special that you guys should be trying to do either. Just make sure that aggro multiplier is full by switching from left to right as much as you can whenever the gaps present themselves. The physics bonus is going to be on because of the mode that you're in. Try to practice the FPV and make sure that before you pull off, you pull up the onboard settings, which you could get in the menu at the top right. The icon looks like a helmet. You click on it and you make sure you can push as far right as you can in the view that we're using right here before the FPV box grays out. Once you see it gray out, just give it a click or two to the left and it should green out again. That way you have the most that you can see outside of the windshield and you can actually maximize it and use it to decide, okay, I might make it here or I might not make it here. It's a tool that's really underrated and it helps a lot on these runs. If you're aiming to make as many points as you can and you're going for a ghosted run, a sanctioned run, or even a certified run. This is how these people are doing it. This is what view they're using. This is the sauce, per se. So just remember, all you gotta do is find the car that you like, find the gear that's gonna get you up between 100 and 130. Stay in that gear. If you have open road, give it more gas, of course, but speed doesn't equal points necessarily in this scenario. And keep the aggro multiplier full. You'll be all right. The more the run goes, the more the combo is gonna go up, the more the multiplier is gonna freak out, and it's just gonna result in you getting points at a faster rate for doing the exact same maneuvers that you're doing at the beginning. So I hope you're able to utilize these tips and get the best PB that you've gotten. Have fun and see you guys on the highway.